So, opened this, and I honestly thought I opened the wrong box. I was like, oh crap, that ain't mine. That's gonna be something for Dez. And, but it's actually, like I said, it's fancy packaging for some battery terminals. Like I said, Amazon specials, nothing special. Like I said, I'm hoping this is a little bit better of a connection issue for my Civic than what's on there currently. So, do some unboxing. Never seen something so damn fancy for some battery terminals. Jeez, like we're buying fancy jewelry or something. But like I said, hopefully these will be better connections for each of my things. Because like I said, I mean, I got so many hookups from the stereo stuff to the air ride to the Starlight headliners. So like I said, hopefully this will give me better connections, and these will tighten up tighter on my actual battery post than the current one. So we'll see. I will video the install, but first we're about to go to the movies with my kids. Jude, you used to be an inside cat, now you're an outside cat because you hate everybody that's inside that's also your kind, feline kind. Alright. Go ahead. Oh, already popped. I'm gonna get a game plan for these. Might need some stuff. Not real sure. Gonna find out real quick. Excuse the mess under here, cause like we've been fighting with shit, trying to figure stuff out. Like I said, it's all the way tight. Well, it's not anymore. I loosened it, but I see where it was cracked. Let's see here, get it to focus. So I got new ends. Like I said, that was a Scar one that we had bought. I thought it was gonna be pretty good, but it's kind of never really got tight, so it was always wanting to turn. Like I said, then we got this one, which is also loose. Like I said, I've only got them loose because I've been fighting them on and off and trying different things, trying to get my issue fixed. Like I said, good fuse swapped here. Got two good fuses here. I double checked all that. So we're gonna start with seeing what we're gonna need to hook all this stuff up to the new ones there. And same with here, because I may have to go buy some little cable ends or something to make sure they connect. We'll take a look. This is the old one. Got it off. Like I said, we had two ground wires in here. I'm gonna show you what I think we found our mistake. So ground wire number 1, ground wire number 2. However, there's a ground wire number 3 that I'm assuming had pulled out, and that's probably our ultimate air ride issue that we've been having. So we're still gonna put some ring terminals on all these. Put it on the new one to be like this, because I just feel like it's a way better connection than, you know, screwing it down in these holes with just, you know, stray wires. And that's probably why the other one came out. So if we can prevent that from happening again while driving down the road and driving over railroad tracks and hauling butt, then that's what we're gonna do. So yeah, now I got to find some ring terminals to go on those wires, and should be able to rock and roll and hopefully get this thing off the ground. So yep, that's where we're at. Hopefully this is gonna fix our issue. It's gonna have everything that we need in here. I'm pretty sure I got the right one. Looking for a bow tie dropped. Is it aluminum? I hope it's aluminum. It must be though. Can you reach it? I might be able to get it. I just pulled that out. Uh-oh. Make sure I put that near that. Right there. put it. So we'll tighten that before long, but I got it to go here. Tell you what, I don't think I'm putting any heat shrinks on there. So I'm trying to find the other ground now. Done lost it again. All right. Did you drill me out 2 of those or just the one?
Just the one.
Okay. That's gonna be too big probably. We'll try it. Get a pair of pliers. See if it can work. Nope. All right. Turn that joker down. All right, don't touch, probably hot. We need it to. Just fogging up on me. Come on, solder, what are you doing? I'm trying to make it look pretty. Get in my damn way. Should be good. Let it dry for a sec, cool down for a second.
Damn it. Hell yeah. Looks good. I'm already rolling.
Alright, so new terminal head here, everything is tightened and bolted down. Like I said, we found an extra ground that it came off the old one. Like I said, we used as a connector on this one, but we soldered this one. And then down here in the bottom bolt, we have the actual main ground harness for the car. Everything's tightened down, so I'm hoping moment of truth. Oh, come look at the gauge. This is gonna be the answer right here. Battery's dead. I hope there's all wrong with it.
Put the jump box on it.
I'm gonna try. It's acting weird.
Alright, we'll put the jump box
It's acting
on
weird,
it.
just put the back, put the key in it.
Oh, it's not acting weird no more. Oh yeah, it's the battery there.
Okay.
Alright, attempt 2. Oh.
This is a tomorrow problem. So, wiring is not my expertise on cars. It's actually like my kryptonite. Like anything electrical always kind of gives me a hard time. I was out here yesterday working on the Civic, trying to figure out my issue with my wiring controller, and like I said, we've rewired all the battery terminals. Rewired all the battery terminals to new ones, got everything wired up to it, put the battery on it. Now, I don't know if the controller works, because now the car won't start. So, tried jumping the battery off, still won't work. So, it was getting kind of late, like I said, and don't have a whole lot of lights out here. Hopefully, once we get the shop done, like, that won't be an issue in the future. But right now, like I said, I'm going to start again and see what we figured out. Probably gonna pull the battery out of the car, make sure there is some wire that's not disconnected on the opposite end, and kind of go that route and see what we got going on. Like I said, kind of mystery at this point on what I did or did not do properly. So see if we can figure it out. All right, so pull the battery out. It's not that old of a battery. I mean, like I said, not even 2 years old. Probably gonna take it and get it tested. What I did is I kind of did a little rig up and just kind of wired everything up and jumped it off with my jump box. Got it to crank. Good news is controller's working. Compressors in the back are running, even though like you can't see them, but you can hear them. So we're moving in the right direction. So I'm gonna take the battery, get it tested. Who knows, maybe you just need a damn battery and that'd be all we need. Kind of a weird thing to happen, but we'll see. So before we go to the hardware store or AutoZone or O'Reilly's or wherever to get this tested, just went and wired it back up. Let the alternator do the work and charge the battery in case that is my issue. I'm gonna let it run for about 10 or 15 minutes. Come back out here, turn it off, turn the key back on, see what it does, and kind of go from there. But hopefully that'll fix my issue, because my controller's not reading like a low voltage issue. So I'm imagining that it's not gonna be a battery issue either. Something may have just not been hooked up good yesterday when we was working on it yesterday evening after we'd been so dang tired and everything. So this was a fairly easy fix, and I've been griping and complaining over nothing because it was just something that was popped loose and came loose, and now it's got a lot of cleaned up and fixing everything and getting it done back right. Let's see. Also later today, this is actually my middle son Dash. This is his loft bed. My daughter's had a loft bed for like a few months now, and he's wanted one. The issue is our ceilings at our house are not the highest in the world. So once we get the main legs built, I actually have to cut like 12 to 14 inches off of it. So that way he's got headroom to where he's not basically got this much room between where he lays down and hitting the damn ceiling. So we'll probably do some videos on that later. Like I said, just gonna kind of keep you in the loop with everything we do here, and that would be pretty cool because, like I said, we get to break out my favorite tool to work on stuff with, which is my Tabo. So yeah, we'll do that and get some stuff cut up, throw some sparks, and get a bed installed. So you're gonna wonder why I didn't just sweep everything outside. It's because when they installed everything, there are self-tappers everywhere. I actually did a roll-around magnet, picked up most of them, but it doesn't pick up all of them, so I've swept the entire shop into a little bit of like 4 or 5 piles. Actually, just gonna scoop them up, put them in the trash can, and once I see that there is no screws or metal or anything that can actually, puncture a tire or something, I'll sweep it out into the grass. Not gonna bore you with all the sweeping because I mean, you see we still have multiple piles left. Plan to eventually coat the floors. Like I said, they're pretty rough right now. Way smoother than what my carport is, so that's a plus. But I plan to eventually coat them just to make them look nicer, easier to clean. Because I know in here, like I said, you still got the grains from the brushes where they brushed it all out. Like I said, dirt likes to cake up in that and stuff. So once I am able to get a little power in here, get my pressure washer over here, we'll do a really good deep clean. I got all the stuff to clean this stuff, so we'll do that. And then we'll probably have me and Dez probably coat it ourselves, buy the spiky shoes and all that stuff and do it ourselves. And may end up biting us in the butt doing that, not paying somebody to do it, but we're paying everybody else to do everything else. So might as well do at least one thing in this Joker, huh, that we did ourselves. So that's the plan, is we're gonna coat the floors, and that might be the last thing that gets done in here, but we are planning on doing it. So yeah, like I said, we'll make sure we document all that and do everything with that too. So yeah. Give you guys an idea. So we got this roll around magnet. Like I said, once my shop was built, before I did anything in here, pull it around. So of course now all these metal shavings are not from this. There's plenty of self-tappers and screws and everything else from them. I mean, like right there, the head one, perfect example. So put all this in the garbage can. Set this magnet over in the corner for whenever we need it again. Cool deal. So goal is now, before my electrician gets here, try to get that compressor out of the corner over there, which I don't think is gonna be too bad because a lot of the stuff's been cleaned out in front of it, but there is a bunch of stuff still in front of it. And it's very, very hot in here and outside. So I'm gonna clear out some room, make me a path. And like I said, I have a dolly there, so hopefully this ain't gonna be too bad. All right, we'll see. So got a path cleared out. The plan is to get this underneath the pallet down there and then wheel it out all the way down. My biggest project or part of this is probably going to be this drop. I mean, it's probably about a foot drop, which I mean with these little bricks here, it ain't that bad, but yeah, it's hot. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but I am pouring in sweat. And then when I step inside this shed, the temperature goes up, feels like 45 degrees, so it's even hotter in here and sweating, and I feel like I'm about to pass out every time I'm in here. So I'm doing this in short intervals. Whew, sorry for the heavy breathing. Had to do a change of plans. Had to have more room. I got it halfway out. The actual pallet it's sitting on is pretty rotten, so I'm hoping it'll be withstand just enough to actually be able to make it onto. I'm gonna pull my trailer over here to help move it. Whew, it is so hot. Like I said, this thing is not light. I mean, for size reference, like I said, it is on the pallet, taller than me, and I'm 5'11". So, a lot of weight. Man, if it wasn't so hot, it might be a little bit easier, but also learned that my tires on my dolly are pretty flat, so I'm gonna go put some air in them. That should hopefully help the process out a little bit, because getting it out of that corner on this Joker was not easy. Got this bad boy for Christmas a few years ago. Yeah, it's a V-board. Yeah, it's probably cheap, manufactured, whatever. It leaks like a, man, it leaks crazy. It leaks like a swimming pool with a hole cut inside. But I don't care, because all I use is this air up like fault tires or tires on my car or something like that. So, like I said, it literally gets ran for about 4 or 5 minutes. I air up tires and I turn it off and put it back up. So once we get everything over in the shop, I might take the time to actually tighten everything up and freaking make it to where it ain't pouring air out of it anytime you try to use it, or make it hold pressure for once. Try not to make these explode now. Sorry if my fingers are getting in the camera. I can't see nothing because it's so bright out here. This one ain't as flat as that other one, but we're still gonna pop a little air in it. There we go. Good and hard now, so might be able to do something with it. And that's all she wrote. See, listen. Hear the air leak? It's terrible. So I'm gonna take a break from moving the compressor. Set back over to this. Like I said, it's been running for a pretty good while. So battery should be charged. Now we're gonna find out if it's a battery issue maybe, or maybe something else. So I'm gonna turn the car off, crank it back up. Of course, I'm dirty as hell. I'm probably staining my seats up, but key out, key back in, beeping like it should. Cranks, and controller works. Now, it can make it to a meet again and make it to a car show and hopefully not leave us stranded. If it does, I kind of have an idea what it would be or what it might be. So, yeah, it's very hot outside, and I'm glad this is fixed. I got some cleaning up to do. Like I said, I got to clean up all the wires where I was swapping out wires, trying to see if that was my problem. I may swap back first before I go too crazy to make sure that it isn't still an issue. So yeah, let's try that real quick. On the back side of the remote, you have a cable like this. I'm gonna try to do this with one hand. Pulls out, and it comes out like that. So I have this one up here that's actually ran through my AC duct. So it's gonna be real hard for me to video this. I'm going to try my best. Luckily, it sits in there just right. It should just go. Oh, I got it upside down. Let's try it this way. Should just slide in there. Alright, so got the cable changed. Sorry, I had to stop because I needed two hands to be able to plug this wire in properly. Of course, like I said, it goes in the AC ductwork. Like I said, probably ran it like I shouldn't do, but that's the cleanest way I could do it, to having wires just all exposed everywhere. Of course, it runs down here to this harness, which is where it plugs into the main harness. So like I said, here's my spare one that I was using from Dez's old Corolla that we're going to use it on the CRV, so I need to go put that back. Of course, I had to rob a fuse out of her system too. I'll get that replaced before we get to that area and actually back in her car. So like I said, this is not my ride height. This is just kind of my standard ride height, and then I can skate it this low. And it's probably throwing it all out of whack because I got it parked up on blocks from when the air ride wouldn't work, so that way I could get a jack under it because I couldn't air it up or down. So yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and air it back up to this. You'll probably hear the compressor start running, and that way I can get it off the blocks and finish doing some cleanup on it. So hell yeah, like I said, finally made it to where I can do something with it again, and I ain't absolutely mad at it and don't want to catch it on fire again. I've never actually caught the car on fire. I don't know why I said catch on fire again, but just in my mind, I wanted it to catch on fire and not be a problem anymore multiple times, especially when it comes to electrical wiring issues. But yeah, it's working now. I like the car again. I'm okay with it. I want to keep it going and keep doing cool stuff to it. I actually got big plans with it. I actually got some stuff lined up with one of our club members on doing some stuff with it that I can't do. I mean, not saying I can't do it. It's just they do it way better. And I can probably end up learning to do it, but they can definitely do it way better than I can right now. And like I said, they will have the time to do it. So once that is done, like I said, you'll get a whole nother probably walk around feature on this car, because I'm hoping I can get this to where it just gets kind of crazy, if we're being honest. Now we have rain, which sucks because I have all kinds of stuff in the rain that I'm gonna have to get out real quick and put back inside, because I got like a table saw over there. I got that stuff that's covered up. Yeah, so bear with me. I'm gonna knock that out real quick. Probably gonna hold on to these. You never know, might be able to work them on a lawnmower or something. back working, cranks, runs, air ride works, controller works, everything works. Yeah, back to enjoying having this car again and don't want to get rid of it. Alrighty. So it's still raining. Don't really feel like fighting that compressor all the way over here from my shed because it's about at least 100 yards. There's our vice flag in the background. Yeah, once it maybe stops raining, probably call Camden, even Matthew, get some help. Car's back working like it's supposed to, so I can check that off the list. And next is gonna be getting my weld machine and my 50-gallon compressor from the shed into the shop. So that way when the electrician comes this coming week, they can wire it up and everything works. And we can actually one step closer to where we need to be. All right. Gotta hook up the trailer to load the compressor. So, a little far. All right, though. Got the trailer hooked up. Guess I'll hook the wires up, that way they don't drag you around and mess up. Again, I'm slammed full of dirt. Yep, I'm gonna tie them up. That way they don't hit the ground. Come stay in the yard. Lawnmower trailer, Tundra. Yep. Sorry for the heavy breathing again, because it's hot. I'm tired. Game plan. Should be able to hopefully slide the compressor up onto here now and make it pretty easy, I'm hoping. But the plan worked. Now it's raining again. Don't really want this thing getting soaked. So off to the shop we go. All right, so kind of sprinkling. I've got the trailer and it's soaking wet. I'm gonna try to dolly it down. I'm probably gonna spin the dolly around and come in backwards. I feel like I can control it a little bit better. Get it in here and hopefully not kill myself. Now I gotta do that by myself. I'm gonna get some hands over here real quick. As you can tell, it has stopped raining. Actually, a pretty good amount of time has changed and passed because the AC guy came, which is my cousin, and we talked for a pretty good while. Got Matthew and Camden over here to help me unload the trailer. Move the compressor over there in the wall, in the corner, so it may move. Not real sure if that's where it's gonna stay, but this is probably the end of this video. Getting pretty tired. It's later in the afternoon. Gotta go unload the trailer, put it back where it goes. But yeah, this should be pretty much it until we start getting power and everything. He kind of gave me an idea on AC. There it is. Compressor is here. So now, waiting game for getting our gravel tomorrow. Power later this week. Still waiting on a quote for insulation. And there's my old little rinky-dink weld machine that my dad had left me. So, all slowly coming together. Glad to have you guys a part of it.